Five things you should know from 103.9 The Fox, brought to you by Fox Half Off Deals. Save 50% off every day on your favorite restaurants, bars, and entertainment venues in and around Genesee County, such as Men's Grooming at Millennial Inc., Gold Designers Manufacturing, the Poke Bowl, and Signature Chop House. Shop Fox Half Off Deals and foxhalfoffdeals.com. Well, there's word that a Holly man is recovering from injuries suffered when his home caught fire after reportedly attempted to use a portable heater to thaw frozen pipes under the home. Fire officials cautioning you to never use either a torch or open flame on frozen pipes in an attempt to thaw them. Former President Trump winning the Iowa caucuses yesterday resoundingly, while Ron DeSantis finished second. Nikki Haley came in a close third. Vivek Ramaswamy suspended his campaign and endorsed Donald Trump. Yet another court case involving Trump set to get underway today to determine damages in E. Jean Carroll's defamation lawsuit after a judge found last September that Trump was liable for defamatory statements. A civil jury in a separate lawsuit had already ordered him to pay Carroll $5 million after finding he sexually abused her in the mid-90s. Trump is appealing that. Lions now know they will face the Tampa Bay Bucks on Sunday afternoon at Ford Field, thanks to last night's 32-9 Bucks shocking win over the Philadelphia Eagles. Pistons beat the Washington Wizards 129-117 to snap a 7-game losing streak. And in college basketball, Big Ten action, Michigan beats Ohio State 73-65. And to cap this one off, Quaker Oats has expanded a recall for certain granola bars and cereal products issued in December over a possible salmonella contamination risk. That recall now including several flavors of Quaker granola bars, variations of the popular Cap'n Crunch cereal, Gatorade protein bar, peanut butter chocolate, and other items marked with best before dates ranging from January 11th of 2K24 to October the 31st, 2K24. That's five things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. Forecast calling for our frigid temperature pattern to continue. Cloudy skies today with snow showers expected this morning. Temps only making it to around 12 degrees with wind chills remaining in or near minus digits, perhaps as low as about -7. West-southwest winds 8 to 16, gusting up to 20 miles an hour. Mostly cloudy tonight, bitter cold, bottoming out around 1 above with sub-zero wind chills. Some sunshine tomorrow mixing with the clouds, but we only stay in the teens for top-off temps, around 15. Sub-zero wind chills remaining, and then Thursday gives us another cloudy day. Snow showers possible, however, a little bit warmer, about 22 for Thursday. Right now it's 9 above in Flint, and in Saginaw it's 10.
From the Early Medical Center studio, this is the Foxhole Morning Show.
Flint's classic rock authority.
103.9. The Fox.
I can't believe I'm reading this, but apparently Mark Zuckerberg says he's now into cattle ranching.
Cattle
Yeah,
ranching?
go remember that first it was surfing.
Right.
He was doing that. And then what? MMA fighting? Was that? And now there's this. Is there anything that Mark Zuckerberg can't make uncool?
I don't think so.
No.
I really don't.
Apparently cattle ranching is now the latest uncool thing.
Yes, welcome. Hello to you on TikTok. It's TikTok Tuesday for our live stream. It's a 103.9 The Fox, Flint, Michigan, USA. It's a live morning radio show. I am doing the news and the traffic from my home studio, several miles to the north of the main studio. Johnny Burke and Steph Barber are our hosts. We'll hear from them in a little bit. We'll chat with you during the music and the commercials, as we do for roughly an hour or so every Tuesday nowadays, according to the pattern that we're doing, which includes Facebook on Mondays, TikTok Tuesdays. We'll be back on my Instagram page on Thursday at Halmos_news. And then on Friday, we're going to actually do a split cast, if you will, a split stream between Twitch and Facebook. We think we have managed to stay somewhat decent here as far as technology is concerned today. Grayling, Michigan. Welcome, Grayling. Good to see you. Welcome to the folks who are here in Flint, home of the formerly crappy water. And I've been getting a lot of crappy transmission on my phone and my modem and my router over the last several days, broken up transmissions. But after working on it a little bit yesterday, I think we may have fixed the problem. We'll find out. Hopefully it's not going to affect you and you're going to be able to stay here as long as you possibly can without being interrupted or kicked out or anything. How's the snow? Snow hasn't been too bad. Snow hasn't been the issue over here lately. It's been these bitter cold temperatures. 3 weeks ago yesterday, you'll recall, was Christmas Day, and I was walking around the neighborhood lamenting the fact that it was 55 degrees. There wasn't a flake of snow anywhere. Today there's snow. It's there. It's covering the ground, but it's not terrible. It's just super cold. It's 9 degrees now. Yesterday it was hovering around 0, 1 above the entire morning right around this time. So morning, Missouri. That's Penny in Missouri. I kind of look, Christian says I kind of look like Drake. Is that a good thing or no? I'm always wondering when people comment on my appearance or anything about me, is it a compliment or not? Because I've been in radio for a long, long time. Hello, Monroe. Good to see you. And do I like Pontiac? I liked it a lot more when the Silverdome used to be there, and I used to go and see the Pistons games and cover them as a sportscaster way back when they still played there. That was cool. But what was I going to say? I was going to say something about, I forgot, I lost track. Oh, well, maybe get back to it. Handsome man. Thank you, Christian. That's what it was. In all the years that I've been doing this on the radio, the most often heard comment that I've had is, you don't look like you sound. And then people will leave it there. I don't know if that means that's a good thing or they're grossly disappointed when they see what I look like after they hear what I sound like. Hello, Hammond, Indiana. Good morning to you, David. Nice to see you. Old country songs for you following. Thank you very much for following us. I appreciate the heck out of that. This is Tuesday, the 16th of January, and one of the things we always do on this thing, well, we will do after we're done talking with Johnny and Steph. We're on the air right now from the studio. I think they're going to chat with us now. Let's find out.
Flint's
Maybe not.
Classic rock. Classic rock.
103.9 The Fox.
They're just going to play a song. One of the things I didn't do today was remember to wear a darker colored shirt so that I can see the comments. Hello, David. Thank you for following us. Let's give you an opportunity to follow Lexi. Lexi is leading the way in her little cart here, as you can see. She lives in California, Studio City, California. At the age of 10, she was diagnosed with degenerative myelopathy, which is a neurologic disease of the spine that causes loss of coordination of the back legs, hence the reason she's got this cart helping her along. But Lexi can still move. This is your smile source today. We always try to let you do that from our 365 Dogs calendar, which is a brand new year. I have already submitted my dog Jacko's picture and story for this, and I have not seen, just quick leafing through to see if he made it to one of these pages. I hope he did, man. I just love to see it. He's been all over. I have him all over if you see him on my Instagram page particularly, and I've had him on TikTok here a bunch of times as well. Up in Grayling near the Silver Dollar, really good. It's right on Higgins Lake. Oh, I know where Higgins Lake is. Silver Dollar. I think I've heard something about them. They got a good rep. They got a good rep up there, and awesome fish tacos, really. Chris is here. We know who he is. He's in New Mexico and joins us on a regular basis and has for quite a while. What's going on over there? What's your weather? As a matter of fact, let's take a quick check here. If you guys, if you would, let me know what your local weather conditions are where you are. People that are here in Hammond, Indiana, or Grayling, Michigan, or Monroe, wherever you guys are. What's your weather right now? I'm going to tell you that, as I just mentioned, there's snow on the ground because it's too cold to melt. We got salt all over the steps around here, but it is right now all of 9 degrees above zero, and we're in this deep freeze most of the rest of the week. 34 degrees in New Mexico at the moment, reports Chris, our on-the-scene reporter. David, hello to you. Good morning. And Johnny is joining us, and Mark as well. Good morning to all you guys. And Redemption is here as well. And hi, Lori. Good to see you as well. I want to tell you guys about, you know what, when we get on social media, whether it be to chat with you guys or whether it be to just text people or post stuff on one of the social media sites, when you do that, are you ever worried about blowback? Are you worried about getting repercussions from what you say or what you do on social media? I want to tell you about one guy who's trying to make sure that several people do suffer repercussions about what they say about him. Cold as hell in Southern California, says Michael. Really? What? Well, everything is relative. What does that mean to you? Cold as hell in South California, what does that mean to you as far as temperature? Because I know that we've got some friends in Alabama who watch our live stream on occasion, and when it gets below 60 degrees, They're going out for the heaviest coats they can find. Below 60. Back to the air. Hot Jim is in Phoenix where it's 40 on the way to 70 today. Michael says 45.
It is so cold, and we're asking for your "it's so cold" jokes this morning. We're going to get to that coming up, especially with the people poll.
Can we talk about fat cats for a minute?
Yeah.
I have one.
Can't choose between Gummy Bears, DuckTales, or Thundercats. Which is the best theme song? I'd have to hear them all. I've not heard of any of those. Right now, Ron reports that it's 9 in Louisville. 9 above Fahrenheit, Louisville. Thank you, Ron.
They had a 42-pound cat.
Yeah. Penny has, well, she's put on a few pounds, actually. She's a good girl. She's about 7 years old. She's got a way, when I pick her up, she is just nothing but dead cat weight. I bet she weighs probably 35 to 37 pounds.
This is your cat? Yep. Do you have a picture of her?
You know what? I do on my phone. I'll have to find it.
Put that up on Facebook.
Well, she's gained a few since then.
Okay. You'll take another picture of a relative to something so that we can see how big she is.
Oh, that's a good idea. I will.
But
I
put her up on Facebook. But
immediately
just got done talking about the Lions, Chris. Yeah. Bill Cowher, the ex-Steelers coach, picks them to be in the Super Bowl against the Bills. 1 degree, reports David.
There's a whole list of those you can find all over the place. It's so cold.
His DTW is still backed up. You talking about the airport area? Maybe.
To the half-thigh region. It's so cold, lawyers have their hands in their own pockets. You know the line.
Oh, yeah.
A102. It is cold this morning. Last I checked, it was at 9 degrees with a wind chill of something like 7 below zero.
I believe it. Yeah, it still says 9.
Oh, it still says 9, so yeah.
Michael Bathurst, good morning to you. Michael, how are you?
There is a chili cook-off coming up. What a perfect time of the year to do this. At the Alibi Bar and Grill, and it's a fundraiser, and I'll be there along with my first wife, Genevieve, and we'll be judging the chili cook-off because we're very judgmental people. We can do that.
No, you just love chili.
And we do love chili. It's going to be at the Alibi Bar and Grill, place I used to hang out a long time ago. So we're going to be over at the Alibi on the 20th, which is, I believe, this Saturday, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken, yeah, the 20th. We'll be over there today, or rather that day, to raise money for the Wheeling Team 457. This is a group of guys that go out hunting who have to be in wheelchairs. Guys who use wheelchairs.
I love that.
All proceeds go to the Wheeling Team 457, helping disabled vets and special needs kids. And there'll be a 50-50 drawing. Entry at 3 p.m. until 5 p.m. I believe the judging will take place late in the afternoon then. And
morning, Chosen One's Emporium, grand rising today there.
Around 5 o'clock.
We're doing great. How you doing?
Chosen. I haven't checked any of the details on this. It's a $10 entry fee and $10 for all you can eat at the Chili Cook-Off at the Alibi between 3 and 5 on North Dort Highway in Flint this Saturday. Come on out and say hi.
Now, is that the Alibi in Flint?
Yeah.
There used to be a bar in downtown Columbiaville that was the Alibi.
Oh, really? There's been one here in Flint forever.
Okay.
Yeah. We used to hang out there back in the... Now, of course, back in, I think...
Well, we're going to throw positive vibes behind you for sure if that's the case.
So it's probably not
homeless and haven't eaten in 2 days.
Mixed up here, but
I'm sure you're not, yeah.
Back in the day, we used to hit all of those bars up because, well, I was 20-something. It's 7:13.
Why not?
Yeah, that's when you do it. 7:13 here in the Foxhole right now. And have you tried a sleep number bed for the new year?
Okay, as he gets into chatting about his bed that he has and has for a while, we are now down to 63 days until spring. In the United States, 63 days. So 9 weeks from tonight, because it would be at 10:06 p.m. on March the 19th that spring arrives. That is 9 weeks from today. So the countdown is on. Chris is ready for the heat. Chris in New Mexico is ready for the heat. Yes, I think a lot of people are. I've mentioned in the past that I prefer a little bit colder weather. This is a little bit extreme, what we're doing right now. I'm one who prefers 20 over 90, but it's not 20 now, it's only 9. I would like winter more if it didn't make driving so rough, which it does around here. It's slippery and slick, and you get a little bit nervous going down 2-lane roads. That I'm not happy about. But I do that a lot with my dog Jacko because we drive him north through a little town called Birch Run, north of here, where there's a mall, an outlet mall, outdoor mall, which is where he goes for his bathroom breaks. Believe it or not, this dog has got me, and I've only had him 10 months. But this guy he's gotten me so tied up around his little paw that for a bathroom break, he does not want to use his home yard. He would prefer to drive up to the mall and do everything up there. That's what he does. I'm not kidding. I'm not one bit exaggerating. Not a lot of work for us radio people, says Christian. You know what? You're absolutely right. This industry has spit people out like watermelon seeds. I hate that. I have lost so many friends from this business, co-workers who did not deserve to be on the unemployment line one day, let alone for as long as they were. I have a fellow right now, as a matter of fact, I used to work with, who was in the business for 42 years. He's still looking. He was the programmer of a radio station group elsewhere in our city. And because of corporate decisions, he's now, as they say, on the beach. He's a musician as a kind of a side gig, so he and another guy do regular gigs in town. But it is just a pain to see him now working because he wants to. As I say, he's been in 42 years, and he's still vibrant enough, and he's still got enough ideas, viable ideas, to continue to work in this thing. Still love radio. It's the leadership. Yeah, I mean, that's what everybody in the business is saying. It's corporate decisions. Ever since corporations took over the smaller stations, radio became a lot less fun, and it's a lot more work for everybody. It's all business related. That part's horrible. I've been fortunate. I made it to 50 years as of last October. 33 is a Masonic number. Perfect morning for putting on a fire, says Michael. Yes. All right, we're going to get to the traffic in a second here. Is the radio stations there digital, says Chris. Yeah, we have that going for us. One of the things about radio that's way different from what it used to be is that social media is so pervasive that we have to be on it. We don't have this theater of the mind thing going as much as we used to. I've said to people that have been with us for a while that I always enjoyed it more when nobody could see me. This business about you don't look like you sound, that always held some weight because when I was never visible to people, they only knew my voice, as was the case with most people on the air. You, in your mind, formed the most positive picture, mental picture as you could of the person you were listening to, male or female. You never formed a horrible one. You never had them looking ugly or whatever. You always had them looking very, very nice according to whatever your definition of nice and attractive is. And then you'd follow that person. Then you see them and you're disappointed. That's what my point was when I said, when they say to me, you don't look like you sound, there's too many people that I just think maybe are disappointed by what they see eventually. We don't have that anymore. Now you have to kind of be everywhere on social media, such as here and on the other platforms, as we are. Facebook on Mondays, Instagram on Thursdays, Twitch on Fridays. We've seen us go around the horn for all of this. Used to be on Periscope. That's how this whole live stream thing started 8 years ago. And we gained a following that way, apart from what we were getting on the air. All the analog over-the-air TV stations are gone. Now it's digital. Yeah, it's the way of the future. Christian's developing a podcast, coming on talking about life and radio. Sure, absolutely. Right now, we've got our eye on several problems. Grand Blanc Township, we have 2 points to look at. Hill Road at Dort Highway, a new crash reported there just a couple minutes ago, Hill and Dort. Elsewhere on Hill Road by Belsey at the roundabout, we're still cleaning up a crash from there. And in the city of Burton, we're still looking out for the power line down in the area of Columbine Avenue at Weber Avenue. No reports of any issues on any of the freeways right now, but if you spot one, we invite you to call us and let us know. 810-230-WRSR is the number. That is 810-230-9777. You get your vehicle city traffic information all the time, anytime from ClassicFox.com/traffic. Be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
9 degrees right now, 7 below with the wind chill figured in. How cold is it? So cold, police telling Robert to freeze it. Hey, he does. 810-230-9777 with your best on 103.9 The Fox.
Yeah. Okay. This business about worrying about or not worrying about what you say or post on social media, does that concern you? because I assume that every single one of you who are here are on social media elsewhere, not just here on TikTok. He hit the post, yeah. He's been doing it a while, too. He's 51 years in. There's a guy in Chicago. Hello, John, from the frozen tundra. Oh, that's going to be our man Fitzy. Frozen tundra, Saginaw, Michigan. Where, by the way, we are proud of the fact that we have a local actor who won an Emmy yesterday. Paul Walter Hauser is his name. Starred in a thing on Apple TV Plus, I guess. It's called Blackbird. Had Ray Liotta in it. He won a supporting actor award, so congratulations to him. Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Hello, Angie. Good morning. How's the weather in Cape Cod, Massachusetts? Trent misses the great late-night talk shows of the 80s and the 90s. There were a lot of those, weren't there? Yeah. Every decade has its own kind of thing going on. Need to be professional at all times. Social media is a great way to lose a job. You're right. That's one thing that happens, Michael, and he makes a good point. A lot of people don't think about this, particularly young people who are just in the process of being in the early days of looking for work and not considering the fact that one of the things that potential employers tend to do these days, the first thing that they have somebody that they interview check their social media pages and see maybe the other side of them and see how bad is that other side. Everybody's kind of guilty of something at some point on social media, but you know, Holland, Michigan. Welcome, Jack, from Holland, Michigan. But here's the thing: this guy from Chicago, his name is Nico D'Ambrosio. He is suing dozens of women. Really cold in Indiana, reports Julian. How cold is it? That's one of the things we're asking on the air this morning. How cold is it? You know, it happens every winter, and in Michigan, which was a little delayed. I said 3 weeks ago it was 55 degrees on Christmas Day. We've been kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop and wait for winter, and here it is. Not so much in the snow totals, but in the temperature being bitter cold, and will continue to be such the rest of this week. This is Nico D'Ambrosio, perhaps Nico says, his name and photo were shared on the private Are We Dating the Same Guy Facebook page. According to a lawsuit that was filed by him in the Northern District of Illinois, he's suing 27 women. And more to come on that after we hear from Johnny and Steph in the studio.
That's another one I just found here. But it is so cold, actually, in Lansing. One of the meteorologists there was driving to work yesterday, and her windshield cracked. For no apparent reason, just from the cold.
Ooh.
For no apparent reason. People are moving their horses into the house, apparently. It's so cold.
Yeah. There is a lady.
Here's a point to ponder from Jamie. Boris B. Burnt. Why doesn't glue stick to the bottle that it's in?
People say, listen, if you're cold, your animals are cold.
What's up, Travis?
Yeah.
Well,
Hi, what's up, dude?
And brought her horses into the house to save them from the cold.
Well, I mean, I can see that. They're not miniature horses, though.
These are big, full-grown horses.
I've seen people with miniature horses take them into the house.
Yeah, I have
from
too.
time to time.
But I just can't help but think of, she's got hardwood floors, so I guess it's semi-easy to clean up, but I don't, how do you get horses in the house, actually?
Yeah, I don't know. Through the door, I would imagine.
Yeah, but I don't imagine.
What part of Michigan are you in, J72? We're here in Flint.
Mine wouldn't.
No.
Yeah, no, No, you couldn't get him in a horse trailer.
Back at you. Your texts are looking good, Travis.
I've actually been involved in that a couple of times. That can be a lot of work.
It is. And
Oh, Niles. Okay, familiar with that. Yes, absolutely. Welcome, Niles.
had a mascot
What's your temperature right now over there? And how much snow do you have?
On the farm,
It's 9 degrees over here, and we got just enough to cover the ground, but it isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
All right.
like, oh great, we've got this miniature donkey. What do
Now
we do
what?
with it?
Yeah.
Give it to the farm girl and back. So I got him, and he had his first remote. He was going to do his first live appearance.
Right.
Couldn't get the damn thing in the trailer.
No way.
He just was not going. So I don't know how you'd get horses
I don't either.
in the house in the living room.
I don't know. There's a lot of people that have miniature donkeys now, too. That's a big deal.
Oh, they're so cute.
What?
Loco and Layla.
Really? People in Chicago have been posting videos of steam rising off of Lake Michigan in the Chicago River this morning because of the cold weather. They're getting it there, too.
3 degrees, you got about 4 or 5
Chicago.
inches.
Tesla owners and electric car
No, there's some
owners
parts of the
are
state that
having
got
a
way more than we
very
did.
hard time charging their cars because it's so cold. These cars are just being towed away.
Now, I remember when these things were coming out at first, and people started saying that on places like Facebook or on other.
Have I ever been to Brights Grove, connected to Sarnia, Ontario? You know, I think I've at least been through there because I certainly spent a lot of time when I was used to be a hockey broadcaster, Michael, back in the late 70s, early 80s, and spent a lot of time in Canada, particularly in the Sarnia area, because we're right across the river from Port Huron, Michigan, which is where our team was based, and our league was basically in that general region. So we spent time over there, yeah. So I'm sure I've been to Brights Grove at some point.
Right.
I just love it. All right, anyway, yes.
Plow driver, Jay works for MDOT. Do you have one of those plows that's got a name? Because they were naming all those things this year, like they've been for the last several, and they're pretty cool names.
How's that public transportation going for you today? Let's see here. What else is going on? Not much right now. 7:25. We've got about 15 minutes, 10 minutes from now, and Steph has Steph's Fox flashback for you, and it's going to be a chance for you to win a 4-pack of tickets to the big Fox Laser Listener Appreciation Party, which is taking place tomorrow night. That's going to be happening at the Longway Planetarium, rather. We're teaming up with them for this huge Laser Listener Appreciation Party sponsored by Aerotech Service.
You have a name, but you can't even pronounce it. That's interesting. Maybe write it. See what is it? I'm curious now. What is it?
AC/DC versus Guns N' Roses. It's going to be a hell of a fun show, and it's tomorrow. And all day weekdays, we give you these opportunities to win. We're going to have your next chance to win those coming up with Steph in about 10, 15 minutes here on the Fox. 103.9 The Fox. Hello out there.
Hey, the driverless cars are rolling off the line. How do you feel about that?
I'm all for it because I am the worst driver in the world. So I need somebody to keep me safe.
Yeah.
And if it's AI, then it's AI because I'm sure it's a lot better than the way I drive.
I don't know
Something
if it's gonna
Zag.
happen.
Okay,
You know, I mean,
that's the
who's
name of your
doing
snowplow.
that? Is it going to be
That plows all of the region
it's not
streets that
actually a
you're
person.
assigned
No,
to.
we just all sue Elon Musk. That's all.
I do find the idea very nice to be able to just stick my kids in a vehicle and send it on its way.
That's what I'm telling you, man. I think I am a lot of people are like, I'm afraid of driverless cars. Hey, you will be happy that I'm in one.
But
Trust me.
on a morning like this,
31. Boy, I used to go up and down 31 a lot back when I worked on the west side of the
Not
state,
only
Jay.
AI can't
That can be
determine certain
snowy.
subjects. I mean, so if you've got something like this going on, I don't know. I'm on the fence.
Yeah.
They typically get way more snow than we do.
And hit the person, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny, will you be at the planetarium tomorrow?
I probably won't be because I'm still trying to get all my ducks in a row here. I've been away from the house more than I've been here, so I'm not sure whether. What
You gotta get your beauty rest.
What time is the show, by the way?
I think it starts at 6.
Well, we'll
Doors
see.
at 5. Show at 6. They want it to be early because it's a school night.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see if I can make that work.
All right, cool. Well, you guys have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All
See you,
right.
Dina.
Bye. 7:28.
Bye-bye.
Supposedly lake effect on Friday. Boy, there's a lot of that. That lake effect stuff is killer. Can't believe the year Baker Mayfield's having. A lot of people can't because he was supposed to be the savior of the Cleveland Browns. Now, doing what he's done in Tampa Bay hasn't necessarily revived his commercial career. I want to tell you what, Michael, you probably have seen this a lot, but when he and his wife were doing those commercials, when he was supposedly the guy who was the entire caretaker of the entire stadium that the Cleveland Browns played in, those ads were epic. He was a terrific actor, and when he gets out of football, I bet that's what he does. He's going to be some kind of actor or host a show or do something where his personality comes through. He's a little bit cocky. Well, no, he's a lot cocky. He was that way when he was at Oklahoma. Gets into the pros. I think he expected more success than he's had, but he's starting to get more of it. But boy, he's got a great personality when it comes to a script and being able to play a role. I think that's terrific. Have a phenomenal day yourself, Jay. Stay safe when you're out there on Something Zag, getting the streets cleaned off. A lot of people love Dan Campbell because he's so quotable. And especially after the time that we've had in the past over the last several years with Matt Patricia, who then went on to be calling the defensive plays for the Philadelphia Eagles that went from a 10-1 team to losing 6 of their last 7, and they're out of the playoffs now. That's shocking. That is shocking to see that happen. I don't know how they can collapse like that. All right, let's see what they're doing here. And then I want to tell you more about this dude in Chicago that's suing 27 women.
Medical Center Studios.
Yeah, it's 9 degrees right now, 7 below with a wind chill. Got some morning snow showers. It'll be a breezy day all day, high around 12 degrees. Mostly cloudy, breezy tonight, down to 1 degree with 16 below zero being the wind chill. Tomorrow, partly sunny, breezy, and 15. Currently 9. Wind chill at 7 below.
God, I hate January.
We should be back into the 20s by the weekend, late weekend and early next week. We should maybe even see 32, by the way.
All right. Welcome to all of you, and there are a lot of you. One of the things about TikTok is that it brings all of the new people that have never seen this live stream before that we do from our radio show. Some choose to stay, and that's great. I appreciate the heck out of it. Some of us start following. I love that. We also get these little gifts that TikTok allows us to get. I'm not really sure the significance of them, but I'm grateful for any of them that I get from any of you guys. Let me put it that way. Baker Mayfield's been humbled and aware of his place in the NBA. I think you're right about that. He's had enough time in the league now to realize where his actual place should be, to the point where his attitude is a little bit different now that he's in Tampa Bay. He's gone through several teams, short term, and now here he is, and enjoying success, the kind that he thought he'd have from his rookie year on, but now he's getting some. Now let's find out if he can handle that Lions defense this weekend at Ford Field with the crowd. One of the things that you hear from the broadcasters who go to cover the Lions now, we've never heard a stadium as loud as Ford Field gets nowadays, because the Lions have waited, their fans have waited 60-some years to be able to do this. And now they're in a stadium that just amplifies all that sound and intimidates the opposition. So having another home game that they didn't think they'd have, because they thought Philly would beat, they actually thought Dallas would win over Cleveland, so there was that. So there is an advantage that they have that they didn't think they were going to have, the Lions I'm talking about, now by getting the extra home game. All right, this guy here is suing 27 women because he says he has been subjected to defamation, doxing, and invasion of privacy. Joe Flacco being called off the cut. That happens a lot of times where you get a guy. What happened? It was a Kurt Warner who was stocking grocery shelves when he got a call to come to play for an NFL team and then ultimately win a Super Bowl with them. That kind of story occasionally happens, and it's just super to hear that. So Flacco did a great job. It was too bad it was kind of short term, but, particularly in light of the fact that they had signed with this much fanfare Deshaun Watson to be their guy as their quarterback, and then he's had precious little time playing. He spent more time either injured or suspended. But here's the thing. This guy that's suing the 27 women says the defendants, in other words, these women, broadcast their outrageous, cruel, and malicious lies about the plaintiff with knowledge that the statements were false or with reckless disregard as to whether or not they were true. In addition, a man and the Facebook parent, Meta, are named in this lawsuit. I think we have hold on a minute.
Southbound 23, just south of Thompson Road, you said? The guy in the ditch on the right-hand side, you said?
We're getting a traffic tip. All right. They have the line in the studio for the traffic tipsters to call, and then they relay the information to me when they get it in so that we're able to continue with our chat here and still be able to do their traffic when they come up in a few minutes. We'll have another traffic update in about 5 minutes. But this guy that continues to have this lawsuit against 27 women against this particular social media page, which is called Are We Dating the Same Guy?, describes itself as a community of red flag awareness groups across the country where women empower each other and keep each other safe from toxic men. The lawsuit claims that the page has subgroups across the country that allow users to attack the character of men they've met online. The suit says thousands of men have been potentially defamed by members of the group via these online publications and remain entirely unaware of the attacks on their character as a result of the social media group's private status and heavily moderated members list. In his complaint, this guy D'Ambrosio said the defendants made false and defamatory statements about their experiences dating him. He alleges the posts led to personal humiliation, mental anguish and suffering, emotional distress, stress, anxiety, lost earnings. So when you post on social media, however you do it, I kind of have to be careful even here because you never know who's watching this thing, about what you say about people and potentially powerful comments that can be made. So we try to keep it as truthful and as honest and hopefully as accurate as possible when we say stuff about people. Like Michael, for example. And we know he's a big football fan, observer, and knowledgeable consumer of football. We know that. That would be an accurate statement. And he also has his own live stream that he does on. You do yours on Restream, right? I looked into that, and there are a number of things about it that I'd like to be able to pursue, but can't because of the situation I have regarding available technology. The last several days, technology here has been crappy, with bad, broken up transmission and kicking people off, and it was just awful. And it goes back to last week. So I was screwing around yesterday afternoon, screwing around with the modem and the router and rebooting the whole system and everything. Hopefully that's made a difference here. Hopefully it has. Hello, Edward. Thank you very much for following us. And Dave and Aaron. And a lot of people, we're also aware of the fact that TikTok has now undertaken this little campaign. When you go to scroll through your feed mindlessly, they're going to take you to a lot of live creators that you would have never seen before. That's only happened within the last, month or two that I've seen that happen a lot, where I end up on live streams of people that I'd never heard of or was aware of. And the same thing is the case here with a lot of you. You come here because you are just kind of scrolling through TikTok just to see if there's anything entertaining at 7:37 a.m. on Eastern Time Zone Tuesday morning. And here they put you in this room with a live morning radio show and a chatter with a guy who's very chatty. And here we are chatting with you. And that's what we do on Tuesdays. And here is Johnny and Steph from the studio to prove to you that this is a live morning radio show.
Here in the Foxhole. Stand by, Steph's Fox Flashback. Your chance to win those laser listener appreciation tickets for tomorrow night at Longway Planetarium.
You think it's the government messing with us, Guardian?
Hey, don't forget the Muth Community Players are presenting The Little Mermaid right now, too. The title of the play, Little Mermaid, of course, held at Bronner Performing Arts Center. It actually started on the weekend, and it is running through, let's see here, tonight. And
by the way, while he's saying that, I will also mention to you that even though TikTok does not offer replays of these broadcasts that we do, I usually will upload it later on in the day to my YouTube page. So if you're interested at all in reliving some of this excitement from a morning because you were half asleep and didn't get a chance to really fully digest it and comprehend it, you want to, when you're a little more awake during the later part of the day, go back and relive it, you can do that. It's on my YouTube page by later this afternoon.
Is heading over there in the wintertime and catching a show because
Nice.
Travis uses it during the morning for background noise. Whatever, that's fine.
You don't want to show up today, though, because if you do, then everybody's going to blame me for getting, frozen outside waiting for the theater to open. It ain't going to happen. If you do have a It's So Cold That you want to use on the air, 810-230-9777. It's so cold that you have to break the smoke off your chimney. It's so cold that you have to open the fridge to heat the house. It's, that's what we're looking at today. It's our Foxhole People Poll, 810-230-9777.
Morning, Vito.
The number to call it is 739 here in the Foxhole. We had a couple of people respond to that online, too.
I can just hear my consumer's energy meter running very fast.
Well, today we're going to be hooking up the heating bills. I hope they don't expect to be paid before December of next year.
Right, exactly.
That's right. Thank you, Travis, for noticing that.
To the Flint Metal Center.
One of the things we used to do when we were live streaming back in the day, which was just a couple of months ago when this was going on, we were always on the same platform day after day after day. It used to be Periscope, and then we transferred over to Instagram for a while, and then we managed to sashay on over to Twitter for a while back in the pre-X days, pre-Elon days, when it was good. And yeah, I'm saying that. If he sees it, he sees it. 70% of the platform's revenue is gone since he bought it, and everything has changed, and you can't chat on there if you don't pay anymore. But anyway, we used to. Then we moved over to Twitch. That was fine for a while, and we started having technical issues there. So we said, all right, if we run into technical issues where we can't broadcast, we got to have a backup plan so that people who are using us as a every single day part of their routine, which people do, like Travis, puts us on and then does other stuff while we're rambling on here, and other people do it. We got a lot of people who do that way. One of the things that happens is if we can't broadcast that day, it screws up everybody psychologically, because when you get into a morning routine, you don't want people messing with it. And if that means one element of it is gone, the whole biorhythm of the morning is upset. So we try to make sure that we give you the opportunity that even if we can't be on one platform because of technical reasons, we're able to go somewhere else as a backup. So we've kind of gone everywhere just to give you guys an opportunity to see and get used to the fact that we can be at a different number of places so that you can go there whenever we move over there for whatever reason. Because some people, we understand, don't want to be on TikTok because they have security issues. Some people hate Facebook just out of philosophy's sake. And there are other people that have other apps that they favor. Well, we eventually get around to them. You used to use the paper engineer for therapy, and he said something that broke your heart. So you had to leave, and now you need to find someone else for the therapy because you're so broke. Well, that's not, boy. I'll tell you what, we've...
Northbound or southbound 23?
Another traffic tip.
Okay, and it's on the southbound side, about a mile before you get to Silver Lake Road, you say? Did you say about a mile before you get to Silver Lake Road? A mile before you get to Silver Lake Road is where the accident is? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Phones are crazy. Phones are crazy.
There has never been a better opportunity to jumpstart.
I've been railing on this for forever. Every time phones are updated, and you always got to have the greatest new model, it's never for the phones. Several things going on right now on 23 that may be backing traffic up and slowing your progress going south today. Southbound 23 at Laring Road in Fenton Township, a crash reported there just a couple of moments ago, so that's going to add to the issues that we have. We have one also, southbound 23 just past Thompson Road in Fenton Township, dealing with a fire situation at Grand Blanc Township. That's at Hill and Dort Highway. We've got a disabled vehicle in Davison Township. Keep an eye out for that. That's going to be at Irish and Lapeer Roads, and we're still cleaning up after an earlier crash, serious one involving injury in Grand Blanc Township at Hill and Dort Highway. Now, if you spot other problems, we invite you to give us a call. Several people have been doing that this morning, and that's great. 810-230-WRSR, the number. That's 810-230-9777. And whenever you need Vehicle City traffic information, all the time, anytime, you can get it from ClassicFox.com/traffic. Be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
How cold is it? You can give us a call and tell us 810-230-9777. 103.9 The Fox, hello out there.
Yeah, it's so cold it makes my wife look hot.
Wow!
Man, are you in trouble, buddy?
Woo!
Wow.
The Foxhole Morning Show on 103.9
Wow.
The Fox. Steph's Fox Flashback.
Teddy Boy is another guy that thinks we do the voice change. I've never seen that. I've never been able to pick up on that.
Yeah, that's really
He's still
good.
streaming from the studio, Travis. Yeah, you go to the Fox 103.9, the Fox Facebook page. You can see the show from that perspective in the studio, and you can see Johnny and Steph there.
Bachman played on.
And then you can say, gee, you don't look like you sound.
Overdrive in 1972. Did you know that BTO was rejected by 25 record companies?
Wow, really?
25
Yeah.
before finally being signed to Mercury Records. So let's get into it. From their 1970 album, American Woman, it is the Guess Who Now with No Sugar Tonight on the Fox.
I've always liked that song.
Woman, it is the Guess Who now with No Sugar Tonight on the Fox.
I've always liked that song. All right, let's see here. Okay, now we're on. I was wondering why the battery power was running down, but it's only because it wasn't plugged in all the way. That one is that's user error there. I was getting an advisory. I was on battery was going down like to 20%. Anyway, so we're back and we've saved that. Travis following on Facebook and Instagram. There you go. Thank you, Travis. And everybody else who's here and has hung around long enough to just kind of hang and pay attention to some things we're saying. I have Facebook pages, and I said we're on Facebook on Mondays, so look for that, my Facebook page. It's easy to look for, Hal Moss, M-A-A-S. My Instagram page, and I have two of them. One of them is the one that we're going to be doing our live on Thursday, which is Hal Moss_news. And then I've got another one, Hal Moss Art is my Instagram page, because that's devoted to nothing but some of the art stuff that we do. And I'll show you a little bit of that while I'm here. I'll show you a little bit of that. Don't want to do that. I don't really want to take it off of power now that I've got it on power. Let's see if I can do this here. Give you an idea of at least some of the stuff that we do as far as art is concerned. Let's see how I can figure out. Oh, here it is. This is how we do it. Flip the camera. Still trying to figure out how to flip the camera. Anyway, some of this stuff, these are all the things, a little bit of the light that's flashing on some of it. But here's the kind of thing that I do. And I'm always looking for people who have interest in getting specific commissions done for them. We've done a good number of those. That's the kind of thing we have, all right? When we're not on the radio or doing voiceover work and that kind of thing, this is the kind of thing I'm involved with, which is the arts. And that whole gallery, that whole portfolio is available at Hal Moss Art, just to let you know that, okay? And by the way, thanks, Travis, for bringing that up so that I could remember to say something about that. Put this back over here, okay? So whatever you're here for, we're here for you, provided things don't fall. Started saying, wait a minute. Let's see. Did I just draw? I did. Yeah, hell with it. Pick it up later. I'll take care of it later. I have to retape my sign. That's what happens when you're doing stuff live and you don't record anything in advance, you know? Anyway, I started saying something about this business, about the song No Sugar Tonight. Their producer, back in the days when the Guess Who were together as a band, gave them an assignment. They had Burton Cummings and they had the guitar player, Randy Bachman, each try to do their own versions of the basic chord structure for this song. And so they each came up with their own. Burton, and they, I guess, were going to decide which one was better. And they decided, let's just put them together. And so Randy Bachman came up with No Sugar Tonight. Lead singer Burton Cummings came up with New Mother Nature. And they just simply put them together into the same song. It was awesome. And I love it. It's one of my favorites from the Guess Who, which is one of my favorite bands when they were a big thing. That's a musical technique which I believe is called counterpoint. Now that the song is just about over, because anything I put on YouTube is going to probably be flagged for copyright infringement, so there's that.
I love the Guess Who, and I think I love the Guess Who because
Good morning, Cindy.
The Guess Who, Burton Cummings specifically.
Oh, really? Yeah, he was kind of a good-looking dude, wasn't he?
He was not bad.
Yeah, I remember this album specifically as being a really big deal among me and my friends when we were like 16, 17 years old.
Yeah. It was huge for the Guess Who.
Yeah.
And Burton Cummings has gone on to do some solo stuff that was actually pretty good too. But how old did you say he's going to be?
77.
Whew.
Yeah, he's up there. He was born in 1947.
Yeah. Man, oof, I don't even want to do the math on that one. All right, never mind. So, with the trivia question this morning, you are playing for a 4-pack of tickets to our Fan Appreciation Day at Longway Planetarium with a laser light showdown. Get this, AC/DC versus Guns N' Roses.
This can be a fun show.
Almost as much fun as the Super Bowl, but not quite.
And this is tomorrow night.
It is. Yes, it is. We'll have a 4-pack this morning and a 4-pack tomorrow morning, and then so if you've been trying to get these, here's your chance. I'll take the first correct caller at 810-230-9777. Whoever can answer this question, when did the Longway Planetarium open its doors to the public?
Oh, look it up to win.
Yeah, Google to win. I will tell you that it cost nearly $600,000 back in the day.
The original.
The original, yes.
Longway Planetarium, the very first time it opened.
Yep.
Okay. And you're looking for the exact date or the month or the year?
I'll take the year.
The year. 810-230-9777. First one who gets it right, you can just guess at it.
Sure you could. Maybe you were around when it opened.
Exactly. 810-230-9777. First one to get it right gets a 4-pack of tickets. And by the way, you'll have chances to win these as well today, I believe, with Steve Driver. And
Oh, okay. With Mac?
With Mac in the afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. All right. I hope I'm right about that. But we'll give you one more chance tomorrow morning before the whole thing happens tomorrow night. All right, let's go to the phones.
Good morning, the Fox.
Morning,
How are
Tawny Mills.
I'm good. This is Chrissy. Hi.
And,
Hey, how are you?
well, hello,
I'm glad you're
Clarice.
feeling better.
Thank you. So
And
how did
Shell.
your
Hi,
Google
guys.
search go?
Oh, busted, right?
Yes, that's all right. Do
Hi,
you have a guess
Rose.
for us?
And David.
Yeah, June 26, 1958.
Yes. Not the exact. It actually opened June 29th, but the month and the year were absolutely correct. 1958.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Nicely done, Chrissy.
Wow, that's been
All
around
right,
a long
thank
time.
you.
It has it, and I didn't
Hold my
realize
bourbon
that
and
it is
Michael
the
Gleason.
biggest
Hi, guys.
planetarium and the nicest planetarium in
Yeah,
Michigan.
it is nice.
And it's right here in Flint.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We've been very lucky. The whole Flint Cultural Center is something that we should not, by all rights, have.
No,
but we do.
Ronnie, hi.
exactly.
Good morning. And Trey.
So, you hang
Welcome
on
to
tight, we'll
Flint,
get some information
home of the
off the air,
formerly
Chrissy.
crappy water.
But who hooked you up
Okay,
with
thank
tickets
you.
for that fan appreciation?
103.9 The Fox.
Who can get you 50% off all your favorite restaurants?
I was a little bit. I listened a little more closely when they asked what station, was it that gave them the tickets, because everybody's got their own way of saying it. Yesterday Fox 109, I think, was what we had the winner say. By the way, it's 103.9 The Fox, Flint, Michigan. That is it. That is the name of it. Yes. So here we are. It's Tuesday, 16th of January, and hopefully it's going to be not so super cold in your area so that you're able to get out and do something and safely. I emphasize safely. And by the way, if you are in one of those areas like we are, where we're in this incredibly cold atmosphere right now, make sure, I mean, we're so big on animals around here and animal welfare, make sure you've got your pets inside. And if you absolutely can't, for some reason, have them inside, make sure they got plenty of shelter, plenty of water that's changed regularly so that it doesn't turn into ice on them. And all those things that help keep the pet as comfortable as you possibly can. Because they're only around for one reason, and that's to love you 10 times as much as you love them. Brent, hello, Brent and JJ. Hi, good guys, got to see you join us. And also Webster 665. You know, we're talking about making comments on Facebook or any forms of social media, and do you get repercussions coming back from them? Some people use social media to sell stuff. Facebook is good for using social media to sell stuff with their marketplace. Maybe you've sold or bought things through Facebook's marketplace. You ever bought a boat? You ever bought a boat on social media? Because Facebook's got this in their marketplace. Trio of ferries that were built for use in British Columbia in the late 1990s. All for sale on Facebook Marketplace now. Believe it or not. Pacific Cat Explorer, Discovery, and Voyager, all known as the Fast Cats, were built for use by BC ferries in the 1990s, but the catamaran were famously over budget. They failed to meet expectations for speed or efficiency. Only two of the ferries were ever used by BC ferries. That was the Explorer and the Discovery, but they were pulled after just a few years of service and sold back in 2K3. Those ferries now owned by the government of Egypt, which left the boats vacant when they were found to be unsuitable for use in the Red Sea. They are all on Facebook Marketplace. If you always wanted to own your own boat, they're there for you now. How about that? I've also had some of my drawings on Facebook Marketplace, too, in the past. Hello, Tommy G and Trevor and Brian, our latest visitors to our fun. Back to Johnny and Steph on the air.
Download the Fox mobile app at classicfox.com and we'll follow you.
We're not going to be able to get that song on right after the news with Hal, which is coming up. We also have Andrew Keller, home seller, I believe, showing up. We haven't seen him in a while, so he'll be coming by. And we're asking you, how cold is it? And online, Bobby Craiglow said, it's so cold outside, I just drove by KFC and saw a line of chickens waiting to get into the fryer. He also wrote, outside, my pregnant sister's baby flipped itself around into the breech position just to get better blood flow to his feet. Doug Hasenfratz writes, it's so cold outside, the airport de-icing equipment froze. Let me see. Tim McCarrick wrote, it's so cold out, I've seen a teenager with his pants pulled all the way up in a coat on.
Yeah, but he was wearing still flip-flops.
It probably was. Mm-hmm. I saw one out there the other day with shorts on.
Yeah, I watched him get off the bus stop in front of my house.
Yeah, why not?
Earlier I was talking about this outlet mall that I take my dog for walks by, Jackal. They have a brand new gym over there. And there was two guys in the middle of the snow and wintry, cold, super cold weather on Sunday morning, both wearing shorts, walking into the gym. There's always at least one of them.
It said, knock quietly, I'm supposed to be on a diet. Whatever the diet was, apparently this was definitely a cheat meal. The order was for a 9-inch Texas barbecue-style pizza, a double chocolate ice cream waffle, and with chocolate sauce, and a Dr. Pepper. And the restaurant posted a photo of the receipt, said they made sure the driver honored the request because they didn't want to betray the customer's trust. I love this.
News time.
I know.
5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox, brought to you by Shea Automotive. Dive into the Shea Megalot for a refresh today. Stop in, trade in your vehicle, and you might be surprised and get more for your trade than you ever got before. Plus, no payments till April 2024. Shea Automotive Group. See dealer for details. Dangerously cold temperatures and wind chills enveloped much of the U.S. yesterday, including here in mid-Michigan. Over 120 million people were under wind chill warnings and advisories last night, including in Iowa, where former President Trump easily won the first contest of the 2K24 primary season, as that state experienced its coldest caucus day on record. Ron DeSantis finished second, Nikki Haley third. Vivek Ramaswamy suspended his campaign and endorsed Trump. Some folks here are looking for ways to escape the bone-chilling cold. Catholic Charity Center for Hope offering its warming center along Route Street in Flint, opening during the overnight hours for men. Meanwhile, women and children are welcome at the warming center offered at the North End Soup Kitchen on East Stewart Avenue. 3 shows dominated the Emmys last night. Succession, The Bear, at the warming center offered at the North End Soup Kitchen on East Stewart Avenue. 3 shows dominated the Emmys last night. Succession, The Bear, and Beat. Wizards 129-117. That snaps a 7-game Pistons losing streak. In college basketball, Big Ten action, Michigan beat Ohio State 73-65. And to cap this one off, no winners in Powerball last night, so the jackpot rolls over tomorrow to $102 million. Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot, $208 million. That's 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox.
Click 9 The Fox. Workforce weather.
Cloudy skies with snow showers expected this morning and temps only making it to around 12 degrees with wind chills remaining in or near the minus digits, perhaps as low as -7. West-southwest winds 8 to 16, gusting up to about 20 miles an hour. Mostly cloudy tonight, bitter cold, bottoming out around 1 above with sub-zero wind chills, and then we get some sunshine tomorrow mixing with the clouds, but we only stay in the teens for top-off temps around 15 with sub-zero wind chills remaining. Thursday, cloudy, snow showers possible, but it will be slightly warmer Thursday, about 22. Right now it is 9 in Flint, and in Saginaw, 10.
WRSR Owasco Flint. It's time for the 8 a.m. Foxhole People Poll. Call Johnny and Steph and tell them what you think.
103.9 The Fox, hello out there.
Hey, did you get the year on the planetarium yet?
Yeah, we did. We already had a winner there, but do you have an answer for how cold is it?
How cold is it right now?
Yeah, no, not the
I would
temperature,
say-
not the actual temperature. In other words, so cold the police tell the robber to freeze it, he does.
Oh, yeah.
We're trying to be really funny, but we're not.
Your birds sing.
Yeah.
It's so cold you can see the birds sing.
You can see the birds sing. I like that.
I do too.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Thank you. 103.9 The Fox, hello.
It's so cold you can see the birds sing.
You can see the birds sing. I like that.
I do too.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Thank you. 103.9 The Fox, hello.
Do you know how cold it is?
No, how cold is it?
I saw 2 dogs stick into a fire hydrant.
Yeah.
Oh.
That'll be painful.
Ouch.
Oops, I hung up on the guy. Yeah, if you've got an answer to that, that's our Foxhole People
All right.
poll. Right in the middle of it.
Thank you very much for your attendance and your attention and hanging out for as long as you were able to on this live stream. Hope you'll have yourself a pleasant, peaceful, productive day, and then join us on Thursday. We'll be back on Instagram Live, #HalMoss_news. Look for that, follow that, and you'll be notified when we go live at around 7 a.m. Eastern Time, all right? Until then, have yourself a great rest of your Tuesday, okay? Okay.
0230-9777, 103.9 The Fox, hello out there.
It's so cold you can see a politician's lie.
Oh, we might just have